Welcome. So glad you're joining me this afternoon or morning, whatever time frame you are in at this particular day. But I'm glad you've joined me. We are going to take a look at what do you do with a chance? What do you do with that? There is the book is by Kobe Yakamanda, I believe it is, Yakamanda, and it's illustrated by May Beeson. And we've read several books of his series. I think the other one we read and that we talked about was what do you do with a problem? And then the other one was what do you do with an idea? Well, now we get to look at what do you do with a chance? So, a chance. What do you do with a chance? Question for you. Have you ever been, somebody said to you, would you like to do this? And you've never done that before. So you're being offered a chance to do something you've never done before. I can remember when I don't remember how old I was, probably 10, 11, maybe younger. And my one friend asked me if I'd like to go ice skating. And I thought, oh, ice skating? I don't think I want to do that. What if you fall? You know what? Your fingers are on the ice. It's cold for one thing, and those ice skates are sharp. About your fingers if you fall. Yikes. That kind of scared me. And I thought, I don't think I want to do that. So I said, thank you for asking, but no, I don't want to do that. But thank you. So the chance went by. And not until years and years later, did I get another chance at ice skating. But this time because I was older, and I thought, well, let me give it a try. I'll just try not to fall. That was my goal. Try not to fall when I go ice skating. And I actually found out that by ice skating, it was really fun. I had a good time doing it. I think I fell once or twice, but I remembered to curl my fingers in like this so that you didn't have anybody attack your fingers not on purpose, but just accidentally if you fall. So I learned those other skills that goes along with ice skating. And it was a fun activity that I enjoyed doing. I didn't do it a lot, but I did have fun. So that chance came around again. And I went ahead and said, yeah, sure, I'll try. Why not? So this book tells us a little bit about what do you do with a chance? So we're going to take a look at what Kobe idea he had on his idea about why he wrote this book and what kind of things that can tell us. And we'll talk a little bit more about it after we look at the story. All right, so here we go. All right. Story time. Oh, there's my little favorite bear. What do you do with a chance? So let's take a look. One day, I got a chance. It just seemed to show up. It acted like it knew me, and as if it wanted something. I didn't know why it was there. What do you do with a chance, I wondered. You see the chance flying out there? It fluttered around me. It brushed up against me. It circled me as if it wanted to grab it. I started to reach for it, but I was unsure and pulled back. And so it flew away. I thought about it a lot. I wished I'd taken my chance. I realized I had wanted it, but I still didn't know if I had the courage. He didn't know what the chance was about. When another chance came around, I wasn't so sure, but I decided to try. So he's trying to catch the chance. I went to reach for it, but I missed and fell. I was embarrassed. I felt foolish. It seemed like everyone was looking at me. I decided I never wanted to feel that way again. So after that, whenever a chance came along, I ignored it. I paid no attention to it at all. And the more I ignored them, the less they came around. Until one day I noticed that I hadn't seen a chance in quite a while. It was as if they had all disappeared. I started to worry. What if I don't get another chance? I know I acted like I didn't care, but the truth was, I did. I still wanted to take a chance, but I was afraid. And I wasn't sure if I could ever be brave enough. Then I thought, maybe I don't have to be brave all the time. Maybe I just need to be brave for a little while at the right time. I promised myself that if I ever got another chance, I wasn't going to hold back. If I got another chance, I was going to be ready. Then, one seemingly ordinary day, I saw something shining off in the distance. Is it possible? I hope. Could it be my chance? I had to find out. I ran as hard and fast as I could toward it. I didn't know how to explain it, but the second I let go of all my fears, I was full of excitement. Everybody's running with him, too. It wasn't that I was no longer afraid, but now my excitement got bigger than my fear. As I got closer, I could see that this was really a huge chance. But this time I was ready. As it came by, I reached out and grabbed it, and I held on with all my might. It felt so good to soar, to fly, to be free. I now see that when I hold back, I miss out. And I don't want to miss out. That's just so much I want to see and do and discover. So what do you do with a chance? You take it, just because it just might be the start of something incredible. The end. All right. So he kind of told us a little bit about his attempt at a chance. I told you about my ice skating, and it was years later before someone else asked me again, although I don't think I thought about it as, I missed a chance ice skating. It wasn't super, super important to me. But how many times have we said no to something, and we kind of wanted to do it, but wasn't really, really sure it was something we wanted to do, or we were afraid? I mean, it's kind of scary sometimes to see an opportunity out there and go, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Or how will I feel? How will I behave? How will I act? And one of the things that I can remember when I was, I don't know, probably 10 or 11, somewhere in there, that roller coasters, they looked like they'd be so much fun. And the people on the roller coasters, when you're standing on the ground and you're watching them, it didn't look very fun from the look on their faces. It was like, maybe not. I don't think I want to do that. I can pass by that chance. No, I'll go do something else. And it was probably time after time after time. And I went with my girlfriend and my brother, and they said, come on, just take a chance. You'll like it. You'll have fun. Come on, come on. So I did just what he did. I grabbed onto the chance, and I said, okay. I'm still scared. And I'm still like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. And we got on the roller coaster. And by the time we got off, I decided I don't like roller coasters. It was not as fun as everybody was telling me it was. But I did take the chance. And what did it do? It told me something. It told me that's not my favorite thing to do. There's other things that I can do that would be okay. But that wasn't it. But would I have known that if I never took the chance, if I just stood on the ground and watched and made up my mind just simply by looking at how the people were reacting And their screams weren't screams because they were afraid. Their screams were having fun. You wouldn't think that, but they were having a great time. Mine weren't. I just wasn't happy on doing that. But I'm happy that I took the chance, and I did that. So that's one of the things you can do with the chance, is step out there and just give it a try. So what do you do with the chance? You just let them all flutter by like he did? And when I was looking at the story and I was trying to figure out what that was, that a bird with just long tails? Or I couldn't figure out what it was. So the more I looked at it, it reminded me of a bow. That's kind of odd, I guess, but it just reminded me of a bow, the way that it was shaped. So I got to thinking, okay, let's see, what can I do with that? I wanted to think of something I could create that would remind me that it's okay to take a chance. Even though I don't know if my fear and all that other kind of stuff was going to get in the way of taking the chance and really doing it. So I found some ribbon, and I found this beautiful box. So I'm going to open up the box, and it's going to tell us what we do with the chance. So open up the box and see what it says. Whoops. So inside this box, I'll put this over here, we have ribbon. So we're going to create an avenue for our chance to arrive. So we have that, and we have that. So there's our ribbon. So I'm just going to, that's the tail. Yeah. So I'm going to take this and just make a bow. And if you like to make bows and things like that, you can create this. If you don't know how, that's okay too. So we're going to just go like this, this way. So there we go. So there's our bow. I'm going to go this way over here so you can see what I'm doing. So there's our bow. Pull this in this way. Okay, and then I'm going to take the centerpiece. I'm just going to crunch this just a little bit, like that. And I'm going to staple it. That's kind of just my way of holding this together so that I can get it done. So I'm going to just put a staple right in the middle of there. And that holds it a little bit better. Then I'm going to take this shorter piece. Actually, it's going to be one of the tails because we saw the tails of the ribbon, right? So I'm going to wrap this around this way, like that. So there, now you have a reasonable picture of a bow. I just thought the way it was flying around and the pieces that were at the bottom, I thought, man, that looks like a bow. I have no idea if it was, but it certainly looked like one to me. So I'm going to tuck this under here for another ribbon to come out like that. Okay, and then I'm going to do that and twist it over like this and like that. So there's the tails that were flying in the air behind the back end of the chance that went flying through the story that he saw. All right, so there you go. So there's a little bit of a bow. See that? So I'm going to put another little staple in here that will keep it in place like that. So this is our avenue of our chance, the way chances appear. They can appear in lots of different ways. I'm sure you guys have had experiences to how chances come up. Sometimes you get a chance and you talk to mom and dad and they go, no, that's not a good idea. That's not a good idea. And sometimes we get frustrated because we really wanted to do that. But maybe it wasn't age appropriate. We weren't the right age to do something along those lines. And that's okay too, because those chances will come again. You'll have a chance to say yes or no when you get to be that age. But most of the time it's really important just to recognize that when our folks say that to us. And I had lots of those when I was growing up. Okay, so we have that. I'm going to go back over and grab this one because this is another piece of the tail that went around. So I'm going the wrong way. Sorry. Okay, so we're going to come around like this. And to put a little bit of a knot in this one right here. Just pull it over. Pull it through. But this, I thought this would be fun to, this probably is girly for some of you young boys out there, but you can always use other colors of ribbon. It doesn't have to be this kind, this color. This was just, I had this one because it has wire in it. There's wire on the edges, and that makes it stand out. Okay, so there's that part. So I have the streamers that hang down like that, and that, and then we'll pull these apart so it looked like those wings. Tuck this down here. So that's why I like the wire, because you can do all kinds of shapes with it. All right, so now we've taken that. Now, the other thing that he said in the story, which reminded me of ways, okay, so I'm going to put this here, so there's our beginning, is I pulled out all these different colored ribbons. And the ribbons, doesn't really matter the color, I just pulled them out because I liked the colors and how pretty they all look together. And this is very fascinating, so you can't miss Stitch Chance flying by, right? It's very obvious, you can see it. So we're going to pull these out, these different color ribbons. But they also represent something too. All right, we're going to spell the word chance. And we're going to see what's hidden inside the word. And I have some papers, and I have a paper punch, and we'll put our surprise box over here. Now, these are spelling the word chance, and we're going to talk about each one of those. Whoops. Okay? So we're going to talk about each one of the words and how you spell chance. It's C-H-A-N-C-E. That spells chance. So what do you do with the chance? Well, as it says in the book, it can go by because you have the fear, like I was talking about, is that neither one of those activities looked really what I wanted to do because it was really scary and I was afraid of it at that particular point in time. So I did just let it go by. And I don't know how long it was before the next time that chance came about, but most of the time, things will come around again when we get an opportunity to look at it again from a different way. So, chances, when chances come around, we have the opportunity to create the experience. Do we really want to create that? Do we want to see what's going to happen with it? Or do we want to just let it go? We have that chance and we have that opportunity to think about it. So, this is create. This is chances give us an opportunity to create. So this is creating an opportunity. That doesn't necessarily mean that we have to take up the opportunity. It's just creating the space for one. And we can choose whether we want to take it or not. Okay, so I'm going to take the orange ribbon and I'm going to put it through this way. I fold it in half. Then I don't have to tie it. Just go through the little hole that I just made, make a loop, and pull the ribbon through. Just like that. And then we have the ribbon. So there's creating. That's going to create, it's an opportunity to create something. We're just going to set that one aside, put it here. And the next letter is H. That is huge. Huge opportunities to do things. Huge opportunities to say no, to say yes, and to even say maybe. Maybe today's not the day, but maybe later I'll take that chance. I'll give that chance an opportunity. Doesn't mean it has to be today, but it could create huge change for you in your life. So we're going to take huge, and we're going to give that yellow, because that gives us a really big, yellow is such a bright color, and it's not something we can usually miss seeing, missed opportunities and things like that. It's like Do you remember, or some of the boys and girls, depending on how old you are, learning how to ride a bicycle or a scooter or any of those things? You had to take a chance. That was a huge chance to see whether you could ride the bicycle. A lot of times we need somebody to hold on to the back to balance it out for us until we learn how to balance. But it makes a big, huge change, because then, once you learn how to ride a bicycle, you get to learn responsibility that goes along with the bicycle. You know, putting it where it belongs, taking care of it, making sure you don't ride it in the street. There's lots of things that go along with that. But it's an opportunity to make a big change, huge change in your life, huge change in where you are. So that's one of the things. Then the next is A, and that's the sparkly one. The sparkly one, because A is afraid or fear, fearful of doing something. And chance is letting go of being afraid when we take the opportunity and say yes to whatever that chance might be, whether it's learning how to ride a bicycle, whether it's learning how to maybe take karate, a karate class. That might be scary too. I didn't take karate until I was a grown person. And to describe to you from a grown person perspective that we hear sometimes is that I took karate with my husband, and we went to lots of classes and things like that. And I enjoyed it. I was a good kicker. I could kick really well. Not somebody, but when you practiced. And I was good at that. So I was good at a lot of the moves and stuff. So I'm talking about afraid and a fear, okay? And we had one of the things that you did to get your different belts and things like that means you progressed up the line of how you practiced and how good you got at it. We had to do what this thing called sparring, which means you had to participate and practice your moves that you learned on another person, but you never connected your body, and that person's body never connected. Like if you were kicking, you didn't kick the person, you stopped. But anyway, so that was this one particular test we had to take before we could go on to something else, other moves and things to learn. Well, the partner that they partnered me up with was a person that was probably maybe this much taller than me. And I looked at him and I thought, oh my word, I'll never be able to stop him from kicking me or punching me or anything like that. They don't, as I said, we didn't do any contact. So I just said, nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm too afraid. Hey, nope. And I didn't mind doing the other stuff by myself and punching the bag and doing that kind of stuff. But I was just so afraid on the inside of me that I thought, I just can't do this. I can't. And I decided I couldn't. And I let that chance go by. And I never picked up that chance again either. But it was okay to do that. If I really felt that that was something that wasn't going to be good for me, or something I really didn't have that passion and that drive to do, it was okay to say, no, I'm going to pass that by. I still practiced. I still did did your kicks on the bag that hung in the gym that we went to. And I still did all that. But I just chose not to do the sparring. That wasn't something I was just too afraid. And so I had the opportunity to let that chance go by. And you can let chances go by. And maybe I could do that now. I don't know. I'd have to make up my mind. But at that particular point in time, that wasn't anything I wanted to do. And I let that chance go by. And those are the things that, as an adult, I thought I made the decision, and it was an okay decision. You make those decisions when you're little, then you got to talk them over with your mom and your dad and your instructor and things like that when we really are uncomfortable. That's the best way to handle that. But that was a chance I let slip by because that wasn't something I wanted. But the being afraid probably may have stopped me from doing other things in the karate realm, and when you learn to take the class. But it was okay. So the other thing is that I opened up an area for me in a new adventure. So I decided that I'm going to take a chance on something else. That I could still do exercise and all that kind of stuff because the karate was so I could keep healthy and do exercise and stuff like that. So my point in time at that was like, oh, that was something that was just too scary for me to do. So the other chance that I took was that I could do some other kind of activity that would give me the practice and staying healthy and things like that, which that's what I did. But it opened up a new adventure for me, because even if I said no to that chance, the next chance would be a new adventure. And it's never give up on it, because something else will show up that's going to offer you a new opportunity for a new adventure. So never give up on that idea. Chances come and go all the time. We just have to be aware and open. Like he went out and he actually searched for a chance. All we have to do is pay attention and see what's offered to us, so we could do that. Now the next part, the next word, the next letter is a C. We've done C, H, A, N. Now we're at C. And this one is courage. And the courage that it took me to say no to the sparring was, I really had to think about it, because I didn't want to disappoint my husband. I didn't want to disappoint the instructor. But I had to take the courage to say, no, this just wasn't for me. I just didn't want to do that part of it, if there was something else I could do instead. And that kind of a thing. But it does take courage. And it takes courage to step into and say, okay, I'm going to do it anyway. And wonderful things could have evolved for me. But at that point in time, that wasn't it. So when we have an opportunity to take a chance, and it takes courage to say yes to something new that you haven't done before, or that you're not really good at, and things like that. It takes a lot of courage. So courage means just never give up and try. Even if you're not great at it, try. So that one, I'm going to put blue on. So now it takes courage to step into something that's fearful and scary. And some of the things that I know I did in the job I have now, the ministry I have now, is that I was really scared when I knew I had to get up and stand in front of a whole bunch of people and talk. That was scary. But I did it. And it did take courage to do that. I don't know how great I was in the beginning, but I know I like it and I enjoy it. So I do that. I get to do that now. But there was many times that I got up there and I did not do a really good job. And I kept thinking, oh, maybe this isn't what I should be doing. So it takes courage to do that. It takes courage to step in and learn something new you've never done before and aren't very good at it when you start. So it does take courage, but the chance was there. I stepped into it and got better and better as I practiced and I tried. All right. And then the last one, I'm going to add 3 colors. Red is passion. Lavender to me is the calm and the grace I receive from the passion that I put in there. That's my 2 colors, yeah. So grace and passion combined together create a way of saying yes to a chance, to taking a chance on something. It's a way that opens up experiences when we say yes. To the first time I said no, I didn't want to ice skate, and the next time I did, it was fun. And to the saying yes to speaking in front of people, and it created so many wonderful avenues for me. I'm going to put these 2 colors in here, because when we have a passion for something, which means we really, really like to do it. Like I know athletes and things, they just love playing the sport. They love doing these things. People that create, that paint and sing and act and things like that. That takes a lot of courage and all those excitements and adventures and things they get to do with doing that. But it covers all those areas, all those things that seemed really, really scary, because I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing here. I can't get it to go through the whole, sorry. Anyway, um, as I was saying, the different activities and things that we get into, and the things we explore, and the things that really, really create excitement for us. And we learned how to do something that we're really good at. That's our talent, and our talent comes, and we learn from our talents and the things that we express and that we're able to do. So, by spelling chance, we're creating huge changes in our lives when we say yes, getting over our fears and being afraid of something and letting go of that fear and being afraid. A chance is a new adventure. And when we say yes to that, the chance opens up so many opportunities for us. And never give up, even if you're not good at it. Never give up. Then courage. It takes courage to say yes, and it takes courage to keep going. It takes courage to do all those things. And if we discover and find that we don't have that passion and that excitement about what we said yes to, we have a chance to think about it. There's the chance again. Chance to say, that's not for me. That's not something I really want to dive into. That's not something I really, really want to do. I tried, but it didn't spark that special place inside of me, which is our gifts. That we try these different chances that come along, and we try the different things that are offered. And all of a sudden, this wonderful thing appears in this wonderful way that we can be, that we can make a difference for ourselves and for our world in which we're living in, and how we make a difference. So that's another one of those wonderful things that come from saying yes to a chance that comes along. And if that chance doesn't pan out, there will be another one that chance leads to continue to lead you into that area, to that special skill that you have and the special talents that you have. Sometimes it takes a lot of chances that you take in order for that to happen. So we're going to take all of the things, all of these meanings of these words, and we're going to fly with them. Remember the little boy at the last of the picture? That we saw him soaring, and he was so excited to be free and to be able to enjoy all of those things that taking a chance and saying yes to created. So we're going to put all these together, and this one too, because they helped us make a decision. Okay? So then what we're going to do is we're going to take all of these, and we are going to put them right here. And take our two long ribbons and pull them through. I have to kind of pull these and maneuver them around while I do this. And get the ribbon in there. Okay. Just so I have them right here. That's where I want them like that. And then we're going to tie them, because in the story, by saying yes to all these chances that you take and all the opportunities the chances offer you, you tie those on, and it helps you remember where you were, how you did things at that particular point in time, and when that chance brought other opportunities and other things that you could learn and do and be, you create this wonderful way in which to look at chance and say, yes, that's what I'm going to do with the chance. Or you can say opportunity, kind of means the same thing, that you can do. And all of these chances that you put in here make a huge difference in your life. It's new excitement, new adventures, and new opportunities or experiences you get to do and handle and enjoy. So it's just something that you can hang up and put where you can see it, so it just reminds you that you have a chance to say yes or no to an opportunity or a chance that's offered. And it doesn't make you any less of a great person if you say no. and say, that's not for me. Because that didn't spark the passion, which is the red, and the creativity and the love and the light that you give to the world with your lavender. All right? So there is, what do you do with a chance? You take it, you create whatever you create out of it, and when that chance has demonstrated in your life or becomes something very special to you, more chances come along, because we have lots of opportunities to make a difference and to continue to grow. So I thank you for sharing with me and listening to the story, and I hope you had fun with it. And if you don't want to make this kind of an activity to remind you about what the book has to say, you can think of other creative and exciting things that you can do that'll tell you the same thing and remind you of ways that you can say yes to chances that come up and see where it takes you. So you guys, have a great week. Enjoy the rest of your day. And know every chance is an opportunity to say yes or no. So have a good week, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye.